So I sat down with a startup founder the other day. They had a platform for managing LED lighting, and they very clearly had an ecosystem play. I want to break down to you how I actually think about ecosystems, who should pay what when you have sort of multiple market players involved with each other through your product and solution. The startup they had sort of a management platform where a given sort of real estate or property owner could have a lot of lighting on, and they could control the lighting, they could control sort of electricity consumption and do sort of other sort of facility management type things with the lighting through their platform. Okay, great. So the real estate owners were a stakeholder in their product. They were the customer. But then they were also thinking, hey, because we actually want to go outside of our home market, they were in European, like one of the larger European countries, we actually also want to create an ecosystem of service providers like electricians who can install the lighting and set up the thing. And so we actually want to create a marketplace where these electricians can sort of sign up in our platform, and they can sort of bid on customer projects for these real estate owners. And so maybe they're customers too. Like, should we charge them to get access to our customer base of real estate owners? Okay, great. But also we have the OEMs, the people manufacturing the lights. So the factories here, the manufacturers, they actually also want to have some sort of a data feed of how the lights are going, because they want to have sort of these feeds back, and maybe they also want to help with the financing where they can provide the lights, and they can maybe sort of, instead of charging them on a one-off, maybe they could do like a recurring revenue model on having all sort of the lighting solution in place, and we essentially just become a software layer to manage all of this. So whenever you have something like this in your model where you're saying, hey, we have usually it's one of two things. And in this case, it's both of those two things. One is we have a value chain. So we have the OEM, and then we have a real estate owner. So we have something that comes before something else, and then we sort of move it along. And we need each part of the chain somehow engaged in the value creation process. And then the other thing is we have a marketplace where we have buyers and sellers, and we want them to we want to aggregate maybe both markets, and then we want them to meet. And then we have some sort of business going on between these two, and then we want to take a cut somehow. Usually what you should consider, and the way I think about it, is that a user, someone that interacts with your solution, can be one of three things. They can be a customer. So in this case, the real estate owner is the customer. They are buying the platform and the solution. Okay, they can also be a product. So in this instance, I would probably say that the electricians are a product. You're trying to get them on the platform so that you can sell them to the real estate owners. You probably don't want to charge them, because it's unlikely that electricians wants to pay a subscription to be part of a platform where they might get some business. But if you just sign them up for free and say, hey, I will send you clients, is that fine? They probably will say yes. And then you can take a cut of the transaction. But they are then not your customers. They are a product that you package and aggregate in the market and sell to your actual customer, the real estate owner. And then finally, you have the possibility that a user is a distributor. And this might be where we want to place the OEM. So we might want to go to the OEM and say, hey, we want you to take the system and adopt it as your own, and then spread it out across the world. And we will then charge the real estate owners, and then because we get recurring revenue here, we will then send you a commission for sort of getting us through the door, right? So, and you still sell your lights, and we might even have an ability where you can sell your lights through us on a recurring revenue model. So in that sense, you might actually become a customer, or we're just going to structure it in a way where you are just the distributor and we actually pay you. So that's the idea. Distributors get paid to distribute. They are part of your COG. So we will give them a cut of the revenue or incentivize them in other ways to actually distribute more, right? So whenever I have participants in an ecosystem that has to collaborate in order to create the value, and I, as a solution provider, have to create the system or orchestrate the collaboration in some way, this is how I think about it. Say, okay, so they're using it. Are they product? Are they customers? Or are they distributors? From our point of view. And if they're customers, they pay us. If they're product, it should probably be free. And if they're distributors, we probably should pay them. That's usually how the model works. And there can be instances where you can get distributors to pay you and so forth. But but that is sort of the default, the ground rule for how I think about this. I usually call this the cupid model. So customers, users, product, iteration, so what happens over time, and D for distribution at the end, sort of as my sort of acronym for remembering what's going on. So I hope it's helpful for you. And for me, it's sort of a quick and dirty way to like sort out what is what in these sort of more complex ecosystem scenarios. So I hope it's helpful. Hey there. So I create these videos for free so that you can take your great SaaS product and turn it into a great SaaS business. So if you like the video and you got value from it, you should of course subscribe to the channel and also tell a friend. So write someone and say, hey, you know, you're in SaaS, this guy talks about SaaS, maybe there's something in there for you. So that is the only way that this channel actually grows or these videos gets around. And this is sort of how I try to provide value to everyone. I have a network of clients that I have, and I get most of my business from referrals only. So the reason I make the videos and write the books and so forth is actually to just provide value to everyone else, because I can only be in one place at a time. So my hope with all these videos is just to do more good in the world. And if you tell a friend or you share, you can help me do that. So thank you.